So as we was discussing with this coronavirus 5 seconds ago, because we didn't take a break at all, that was part of your imagination. Now, going through life, I have found that even with the worst situation, you can find some humor with this. So let's talk about a guy in Murcia, Spain, who posted a video of a person on social media in a T-Rex costume, stopped by police as a reminder the country is under a stay-at-home due to coronavirus law. Now, the funny part about this isn't the guy breaking the law. I think the funny part about this is, where did the guy possess the T-Rex costume? What do you think?
What? I'll pay attention to him real quick.
Was I distracting you? You're supposed to be paying attention about the T-Rex running down the street during quarantine time.
Yeah, the question.
That would seem almost like what Americans would do.
Okay.
Yeah, the question was, where did you get the T-Rex costume?
From your house, like a Halloween.
You have a T-Rex costume at your house?
I wish I did. Like, it could be one of his old Halloween costumes.
Okay, I can see this for American people.
Uh,
If we get forced quarantine, I can see people dressing up as Batman, Spider-Man, all being chased by Superman down the highway.
dude,
I can see that.
if we have mandatory quarantine, I don't know who is with me, but I am dressing up like a zombie to scare the shit out of people.
Me too.
Wait a minute, no. People liable to take that serious and start shooting you, try to shoot your head off.
Yeah, true. Okay, a giant pimple. Or a clown.
Yeah, clown.
A great big coronavirus costume.
Yeah, that works. I'm coming to attach myself to you and make you sick.
Blah, blah, blah.
Just like have sign on both hands, I didn't wash. Now, before we took our unexpected break,
Technical difficulties.
yes, technical difficulty, but still unexpected break. My co-host came across something on his phone. Now, I would like to give you the chance to kind of update people what you found with the military thing that was going on.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of military activity going on all over everywhere. But what I found earlier is a news article regarding that the military is going to be used to not set up medical like people think, but to mandate and control mandatory quarantine.
I think.
So that means some of these cities like New York, California, and everything, they're going to use the military to make sure people are quarantined. And if you violate that quarantine, I got a feeling the military is going to be the ones arresting you.
I really personally think they could be taking all the sickness, like the sick people, and maybe assassinating them to try to control it.
Wait. Let's back up here.
Yeah, that's getting a little bit too far.
Yeah, let's back up here because we don't want people to think that we're having an American version of a Holocaust here. I mean, what we're saying is, if they do go to mandatory quarantine, the U.S. military does have the authority to keep you in your house. I mean, it's part of their legal system,
Like martial law.
But if you are going to get arrested, I suggest wear a T-Rex costume.
T-Rexes always get the second chance.
Now, I understand they were stating that you wash your hands, you stay at least 6 feet away from people, don't touch your face, and don't shake hands with anybody to prevent the coronavirus. But maybe, is there any other suggestions that we can make on here that hasn't been made try to prevent this coronavirus? I mean, I know you said something about your
Don't
herbs
pick your
and everything.
nose.
Yeah, there are some herbs that will build your immune system up. And it already has been proven that the higher your immune system, the more resilient you are towards viruses.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, some further studies kind of showed that viruses do tend to die out during the summertime. Okay. Now, if this is just a standard virus, that's what they're hoping for, but it's not a standard virus. However, according to some of the readings that I've been reading regarding the coronavirus, is it will die past a certain temperature. Okay, so now some suggestions are, now if you can go into a sauna where you can breathe it in, because behind your nostrils is a cold area that this coronavirus can actually sit on.
Mhm.
Even in 90-degree weather outside, you're breathing in and out in a small tubular area in your nostrils, keeps it cool. However, if you're in an area where it's really hot air, a sauna,
Heater.
or even a suggested a hair dryer. I know this sounds crazy, but taking a hair dryer, turning it towards you, and breathing in that heat, multiple times
Mhm.
throughout the day, you can eventually kill all those
Little
viruses.
germs.
Now, I know people are probably gonna ask, so I'll ask. Now, I know you said something about breathing things in with the heat and everything. Now, does it have to be heated, or can they use something like, Vicks with the vapor rub and everything?
Well, that ain't gonna do nothing to heat the temperature up. The best thing to do is if they're breathing it in, breathe it in through their nose.
Mhm.
Because it's been proven by many doctors, it goes into your nostrils. That's how it starts. Not via your throat like a lot of people are wanting to say. There's a lot of information on Facebook saying that it goes into your throat, you drink a lot of water and it'll go into your stomach and the acids will eat it up. Well, your acids are not hot. They might eat it up, but who's to say drinking water is gonna wash it down?
Mhm.
But how's the water gonna wash it down when it's still stuck up in your nostrils? I mean, are you gonna sniff water through your straw with straw? I mean that's
That's gonna
that's a
hurt.
good way to drown.
What about you? Do you have a scientific input on this that might fill in some blanks here? I mean, I know you like science.
About cures.
No, about the coronavirus itself. I mean, could they be missing something on how it works, or?
They could actually be missing how it works. Because if you look, because I've been also digging into it, and I think it could actually it could actually just adapt to really any type of environment.
Well, I mean, I can understand that because it is an organism, like any living organism.
Yeah,
it
like
needs
how
to
we
evolve.
can adapt to basically a lot of we can't really adapt to like the Arctic, but there has actually been people that can live in the Arctic.
Uh-huh.
They just need like specialized huts and like specialized gear. But since we have a very long history of adapting to our surroundings, and if that's the case with the coronavirus, it could basically survive and it can basically just evolve to each and every single one. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody because it could actually stop evolving after a couple evolves. Like it probably you know how we get tired, you know how you have to go to sleep for a while to like boost your battery? Like a phone, you have to charge it once in a while. Like maybe it hits that point when it can't evolve anymore and finally can start up here, or it just stops evolving for some reason, or it just breaks that point, and our immune system is down.
Now, I know you made a statement said that this kind of reminds you of like a parasite taking over a host and everything. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I can agree. I mean, you can have individuals that can have the virus. They can catch it within their nasal cavities, and they be just sitting there. But see, coronavirus are the COVID-19. What it will do is once it attaches itself inside you, it's like, okay, I just took my phone and I took a picture and I made a photocopy of it. Okay, now I got 2 pictures. Now I made a photocopy, I got 4. Eventually it just keeps multiplying. But the thing of it is it can sit in those nostrils and multiply many times before it actually gets into the respiratory system and starts showing the effects. But during that time, when a person's just wiping their nose or touching anything, they could have it on their hands. Just a simple, just laughing about something. Don't even have to sneeze. Some kind of air movement through your nose could discharge 1 or 2, and somebody else catches it.
Right. So what y'all are saying is, as it evolves, it starts to basically clone itself and make duplicate copies and everything. Now, would I be far-fetched in saying that this virus may be a little too far-fetched to contain?
It could actually, you could be right. It could actually be one of those diseases that we have to adapt to.
Well,
like Native Americans.
Here's a document I would like to kind of just read a little bit of.
Mm-hmm.
I realize you got time to have to.
Oh, go for it. Good co-host.
Okay, here's something I want to, like I said, I can't give out the source where I got the information, but I can say that this information has been verified. Okay, the information actually has been updated, and looks like the date was October 2019. This all started right around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is regarding files that's been received as far as back as May the 13th of 2019. It was accepted September the 7th, 2019. This was a sample that was accepted by China. Okay, this sample was in another laboratory, and like I said, this document, I've got names, locations, universities that are all tied to this. However, the key thing of it is these are bat diversities. These are viruses that were deranged from different species of bats. Okay, then they were altered. They were spliced, genetically recreated, and then it was transferred and received May the 13th, 2019. Okay, and who received it? Mammalian Biology out of China. Okay, one of the doctors, like I said, I can't go too much into detail because I don't want to give away my source. But one of the doctors is Wan San, which was one of the doctors who died in China from Wuhan. So this right here is a documentary on the creating of the coronavirus. And according to this, it was created to be able to copy and mimic other bats, which means there's possibility, as it's been brought into the United States, it can adapt to the bats here and we could be having bats flying all over the United States at night, spreading,
Which would make it airborne once again.
which would explain why instead of throwing a rock and a pebble and you get in a pond and you got a ripple effect, instead this person came from overseas, was infected. Okay, night bats, chimney swallows. They are a version of bats, and they are known to fly miles, hundreds of miles. So therefore, this bat can fly over to this state, to another state, different species being all over the United States. Eventually, you're going to get spots here, there, which is exactly what we're facing.
So you're saying basically what happened is scientists in China took a virus from bats and altered it, so it basically could attack humans.
Yes, and to answer everybody's question, this document does show the United States' involvement in the creation of the coronavirus.
Can you hear something weird?
But see, they're not the only ones.
Mhm.
We have United States' involvements, Russia's involvements, North Korea's involvements, along with many others that we thought was never in cahoots together. It's documented, and the documents were received May the 13th last year.
You know something super weird? We're very smart. We have created electricity. We have made motorized vehicles to help us transport. But that common sense never lets us see the bad side about altering a virus so it can evolve to attack humans.
See, the thing is with our country that we do the best. when something is great, when there's something that has been done in a good fashion, we are the first ones on the front lines to say, hey, we assisted in this. We were the reason why this is possible. But when a natural disaster or when something awful is about that could kill us all, we take a step back like, we didn't know this was going to happen. I mean, I think what it is, besides common sense, I think this country as a whole needs to start taking responsibility for the actions that they make.
Now, a lot of people are theory conspiracy, and one of the biggest theories out there, the biggest conspiracy theory, is been proven to be more than just a theory. I mean, it was an idea by one of our U.S. high officials. It was one of our people's ideas as well. That means they backed this idea. And that idea was surrounded by Agenda 21. Now, people can look up Agenda 21 on the internet and Google it. It is an idea of depopulation, of overpopulation. A way to weed out the weeds.
So our government's trying to take care of our overpopulation.
That's the idea.
You weed out the weeds, the unhealthy, the elderly, some young that have different issues, health issues, previous health issues. Some of the young may not show any health issues, but may be carriers of it to help eliminate some of the old and unneeded. Well, unneeded to the higher powers of people.
You know something bad about this? When I was born, after a couple weeks, I had this weird thing with my esophagus when I take food. Basically, my muscles wouldn't relax and I drew up. I forgot what it's called because I'm pretty sure doctors speak a whole different language. But
yeah, I'm sure they do.
I know, right? But and the bad part is, since you know how it attacks people with like old health problems and people with actual health problems like right now, I could actually have risk for that since that I think that was like considered like an illness because they actually had to go in surgery and like go on my stomach and actually fix it. I think my scar used to be it was on this side, it used to be from right here down to about right that. That's how big, and now it's just about that big.
Well, before we get into our final thoughts here, I want to touch base on this because I just found it. Now, as of 10:20 a.m. this morning, the country of India has began a 14-hour curfew, and they have reported that they have confirmed 315 cases. Excuse me. 315 cases and 4 deaths. Now, does this sound like it could be the right move? And if so, could we use it here? Like a 14-hour curfew?
If every, and this is only if everything shut down for 14 days solid, the only risk that you would possibly have would be someone interstate traveling. Now, in order to shut down interstate traveling, you would also have to shut down the semi-drivers, which means you're shutting down inbound products that fill up our stores.
What's your thoughts on this curfew?
14-day curfew. It could be a good idea, but at the same time, it could be a bad idea.
It's not a 14-day curfew. It's a 14-hour
Oh.
a day curfew.
Well,
So it's 14 hours every day.
well, it could be a good thing and a bad thing, like I just said. The bad thing is people could take that chance to start like a raids and raid stores for like supplies and everything. And then the good part is it could actually help lower down the coronavirus or COVID-19 cases.
Well, I understand that, and I understand trying to eliminate this virus and everything, but why 14 hours? Why not like 5 or 6? I mean,
Because,
it would make more sense.
yeah.
Well, I figure if you're in your house for 14 hours out of 24 hours, that gives you 10 hours to be able to do what you need to do throughout the day. So there ain't no different than you working a part-time job and going home for the rest of the day.
Wow. Alright, during this show, I give my final 3 thoughts. We're gonna do it a little different tonight. We have 3 people here, which means that we're all gonna give at least 1 thought. Now, usually we start, but I want to give you an opportunity here to give your final thought. Go ahead.
My final thought is that try to keep safe. Try to like wash your hands every day, or like wash your hands at least like maybe 6 hours a day, every 6 hours, or maybe 3 or something. I really don't know. It's up to your choice. And also, try to limit, like I'm not saying cut all your communications to your friends, but try to limit some of that so you don't risk the chance of giving to one of your best friends, okay?
Yeah.
And my other thought is try to be safe, please. And if your family has had a loss of the coronavirus or even sick, we're very deeply sorry, and we try to help to make a cure for the coronavirus.
My final thought goes out to the hoarders of this virus and everything. I understand the panic buying, but does your butt really need that much toilet paper? I mean, seriously. What about the rest of the world? You're depriving them of toilet paper, but you're also depriving them of food. When I think about the babies out here, you're depriving them of something too, because they have gentle butts. I'm being serious. They have gentle butts, and they need them baby wipes. We came across this butthead up on Facebook the other day, and he was complaining to all the mothers out here about baby wipes. Listen, pal, If your butt is really that sensitive, you have a medical issue. It is not the coronavirus, it is you. Now, with the stocking up and everything, you know, if you're smart, during the food stamps that you get food stamps like every month. If you're smart, you go at the beginning of the month, you get enough food to last the entire month. You get enough supplies to last the entire month. See, the problem with society is when we as a whole get a paycheck, we go out here and we spend it on the things that I like to call don't needs.
When you
Like-
actually need to spend it on your needs.
Right, like cars and like technology and everything. Do we really need technology? What you need is food. You need deodorant. You need things like that. So spend it on things that you need first, and then maybe go back for the things that you want. But be courteous to the rest of the Americans out here.
My final thought goes out to an individual we ran across today.
Mhm.
A lot of people are taking extra precaution, but we went into a tobacco store, and this store owner was wiping down and sanitizing everything that a customer touches after they're done. And he's doing that to prevent somebody else from catching it if somebody does come in his store. He's taking the extra precaution voluntarily to do his best to keep it down. And, you know, the cahoots goes out to people like that.
That's a good man right there.
Yeah.
We give props to you.
All right, the next time that we are on here on this show, see, we have covered the coronavirus, and you know, I think we should hang that part up because America has heard enough about the
We
coronavirus.
talk some more good stuff.
Every news station likes to blow this out of proportion, and we on this show are not going to. We covered it, it's over. Next week, I would like to try a new segment on my show, along with the final 3 thoughts, and I would like to invite you two back for that.
Ooh, cool.
I would like to challenge my co-hosts to find the one thing that could be the funniest throughout their week so they can share it here on this show. Now, before I close it out, I would like to extend my hand and say thanks for joining me here. And I would like to offer you the floor here to tell them more about liking and subscribing to the Native American Association page, because I'm not sure, there might be some people that's not sure how to do that. So,
I
Okay.
want to join the challenge.
Native American Association is a group based on Native Americans that are part of a wide variety of networks. Okay, my particular group is the NAA News. Okay, it's a Facebook page that presents you every possibility that we can by volunteers who collect this information. Nobody gets paid. We do this out of the kindness of our hearts and because we love to get the information that you need personally to you. And you can follow us through Facebook. You can look for @for NAA News or hashtag NAA News, and you'll find Native American Association. Or look for us on Twitter, including we have a Twitter account. We have a few other accounts on other social medias that we have linked into as well. But on Twitter, we are the Native American Association. So follow us on Twitter. I also would like to say, if everything goes right, I've got a surprise for his next episode. Because his next episode may not be done inside this house.
Ooh.
His next episode may be done right where you should be, out with nature. We're not going to be cooped up. Even if it comes down to quarantine, they're coming out to my place and they're going to enjoy life off-grid, and camping. We're
Wow.
gonna do it the right way. And hopefully, if everything goes right, you'll be watching his next show in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, go ahead and start that quarantine stuff because I will not be silenced. My allies need me. Now, a little taste of the future here. Now that this coronavirus thing is done, I would like to say to my allies and to the Native American Association that I will be touching base back on my list. My list of names for missing indigenous people and for the names of the cold cases that were never solved. We will solve them here. I would like to thank everybody for watching. For Allied Heritage Report, I'm your host, Javon Chandler.